grip. Hit her with the hammer time, too legit to quit. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, girl, keep bouncing. Keep bouncing, keep bouncing. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. Jump, 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 jump. The Mac Daddy make it hard. 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny, 88 bunny. I make a bounce on those.
I like alkaline.
No, you
really? Alkaline's like a man-made water.
But what it is you have to get spring alkaline water.
Spring alkaline water, okay.
Maybe okay. That's spring water.
Nah, I know what I know.
That's water, okay.
And coconut water.
Oh yeah, coconut water, yeah.
Yes. You just got to find all that. You got to find.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Because I see a lot, and I'm like, I ain't really been.
I like to go down the list.
Yeah, we try to
bounce it all over the place.
Well, you do the his main thing he likes is the current events. That's when he's like, okay, what are we gonna go?
But that usually after. That's like.
Yeah,
after.
I know.
Okay.
I normally talk to the artist, the person.
Okay.
First.
Okay.
The first question is always the same: who is Brandi? Or who is
okay. So you starting in the middle, and then you going
and then
on to
the rest
side.
is for like.
Because I'm like, wait, I ain't really been up out here. I'm like, okay, what?
Well, if you don't know, you don't know. I'll go based off what I.
Okay, because
he needs to start doing.
Right. Like, all right, I know Fat Man Scoop. I know Rich Homie Quan. What else? I've been seeing on Twitter the whole Kendrick Lamar with the Super Bowl and
there's a super beef with that.
Let's get into it. We can get into that one.
Oh my God, this guy.
I seen James. I seen his teeth fall out, but I didn't really see the whole.
That's nasty work.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Oh wait, what's that? Okay.
Make sure you're good.
Okay, make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb.
We live. We live. I'll be doing it the other way. I was at the brewery, and then it was like,
How
I need to get
it? I haven't gone.
The brewery is great.
Man.
That's what I
It
keep.
is 8, man. You're missing out. It's good. It's good. It's like you're going to see people that you've seen in the area.
Okay.
But you're also going to see some other people that you never met. What?
Wait, you're live right now?
Yeah, I am live. Who said some shit? Who's already on it? You watching the live?
I'm cracking up.
What they said already?
Oh God.
They said so. They always say. Yo, live. You know what Danny told me? Danny was like, "Yo, you need to start get your shit on Patreon." I was like, "Yeah, there's gonna be a time when y'all niggas is going."
Patreon, you can do and say whatever you want.
Yeah, because I pretty much do that. Because the last joint I had with Andre, we was talking like. I put that clip up about what he said about white men. We was talking about some shit, and they shut the shit off. That shit went right off, yo. I was like, oh, I thought the shit died. Nope, he cut it off.
Okay.
What happened?
No. I'm going to Do Not Disturb now. That's fine.
No. What happened though?
I didn't know we was on live.
I did tell you it was on.
No, I didn't know you pressed live. I thought you.
It was on live before you came in.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we good.
You good?
No, we good. No, we good.
She knows something now.
I'm like, okay.
We live, so your peoples is checking. I'm pretty sure. I know they checking. They want all the juice, right? Come on, I know who. Anyways, Bumper, you good? You said no. Let me make sure this is.
Isn't the debate tonight too?
Is it tonight?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Damn,
I don't know
so much
what
juice.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Oh my God. You good? You on TikTok first, or you on
Oh, you do TikTok live?
He does TikTok for the first 30.
Okay,
and then he goes Instagram for the rest, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm here
That's
for
his
it.
whole setup. That's his whole setup. We waiting. Oh, you want to do it that way now? Trying to be like me?
That's how it's.
That's why it's not.
Right
you don't
now,
read anything backwards.
Oh, okay.
That's why I can't see
on that side.
Yeah, so they can see it the way it's supposed to be.
Gotcha.
I just pick a boo once in the blue.
Ali,
you good?
Yes, sir.
You good, brother?
All is well.
I mean, always you looking younger than me every day. What the fuck's going on? You know what I mean? Okay.
Aging backwards over there.
Yeah, I gotta start that too. That's why I got my volcano water. Hello.
Hi.
What's going on?
Everything and everything.
Okay. All right. Let's get this started. You know what I mean? Let's get this started.
No, you good.
Yeah.
You good.
You know, I just thought about that. You can't say the R word, but they have a whole song called "Let's Get Retarded."
I guess it depends.
But well,
on
they
how
changed
you
it with
use
"Let's Get It Started," but the original one is, you know what I mean?
Really? I didn't
Was
know
that Glorilla song?
No, that's Black Eyed Peas. Remember
Let's
Let's
get
Get It?
it started.
Oh,
Let's get
wow. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because I know
The original
Glorilla had a song out,
Oh,
and I
she
seen
just
that
said
she
it.
changed it. She said it
Yeah,
and
but
changed it.
but then they did that in the early 2000s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
For real?
learn
It's been that
something new
long
today.
It had to be the early mid 2000s.
I feel like it was recently.
The Black Eyed Peas.
No, that
the
was
song.
Yeah, maybe mid to early 2010s, something like that.
Had to change it.
Yeah, they had to change it back then, but they still had the original. Anyway, let's get to it.
All right.
This is a good one. This is a big one for me. You know what I mean? All right. How do I normally start this? I don't know. I'm here to get on my case about shit. All right. This is the unstoppable, uncomparable, undeniable, almighty like the goddamn Avengers AWP Attention Horse Podcast, episode 523.
Wow.
Don't say wow, because I jumped and skipped. But
it's all right. Here we are.
Yes, we are.
You know what I mean? And of course, I have my co-host with the most, not rolling up, not smoking that.
You already know we got a special guest in the building. Special guest, long time.
People think we just get high and go do the show. I've done many shows without smoking or doing anything. Like I could be completely sober and shit. It's fine.
We're keeping it nice and clean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, when I'm sober, I'm kind of like
more on edge.
More like anxious.
Yeah, something like that.
Right out of bushy.
And I have my other co-host guest
for the day.
You know what I mean? I call him Master Moose all the time because I'll be mixing up the name. Misa Ali, is that correct? Man Ali. See, I be mixing up the M's. My brother, how you been? You know, I haven't seen you since that video shoot. You know what I mean? You aged backwards since then. I see it. You know, I'm fit. You know what I mean? Got the baby face happening. You know what I mean? All right. And with us today, we have a special guest. I've known this lady for some years now. You know, I've watched her grow up. And in the last, I guess, 5 to 6 years or so, I've seen her increase as the woman she is now. You know, a motivational speaker.
Yes.
Beyond that, you've had many events. We're going to go through all of that. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like to call the homegirl Brandi because that's Brandi and all that. How you been, girl?
I've been blessed. I've been well, been busy, but I've been good. I'm alive. So
that's good. That's number one. Yeah, that's number one. Get a clap for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially these days.
And I'm not going to lie. I was kind of baffled when Bump Pivot, Shane, or Bumpy, whatever name you going by today. He was like, yo, Brandi want to come through. I said, Brandi? Which Brandi?
Yeah. No, how it even happened was it was Labor Day weekend and we were at a block party. And anytime Shane and I get together, like our conversations just go all over the place. But it's like good, deep conversations. And I don't have to see Shane every day for us to get into that type of conversation.
That's a fact.
And I'm always, whatever Shane is posting on Facebook is always inspirational, always encouraging, always talking about God and just things like that. So we were just having like a conversation. He was like, yo, like the podcast, like, would you, be a guest? I'm like, absolutely. Like,
oh yeah, because it hit me because we were talking so it's got so deep. It just hit me like boom. I gotta ask her now because I be too in the moment with people sometimes, and then I'll leave and I'll be like,
you forgot.
Right.
I
forgot to ask her.
I got you.
So I was in the moment. I was like, yeah, let's get ready on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I was like, okay, Brandi. I was like, she has a lot of shit going on.
Exactly. It's like overdue. We have.
You know what I mean? She has a lot of shit going on.
lot
I ain't gonna
You
lie.
gotta put your hat to.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
You know what I
why
mean?
hat.
I ain't gonna lie. I was like, hold up now. She has a certain aesthetic. You have a certain aesthetic. I know the aesthetic. I've been around it. I know people with it. You have a certain aesthetic. And sometimes I might not come off as that aesthetic.
Okay.
But I was like, what am I going to wear today? You know what? I got to get a little fly and a little,
Okay,
you know what I mean?
and you look dapper, you look nice.
No,
Yes.
Right.
I was like, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll just be like, I got a show today. Whatever I got on, I might bum it. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get to it. But I was like, nah, I can't just do that. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me act like I'm going to one of your events.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So
I
let me
appreciate
get
that.
right.
Thank you.
You know?
Dress for the occasion.
You know,
right.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I am my father's son, and he was a fly motherfucker, and so am I.
Amen.
Now,
okay.
Like father, like son.
Let's get to it. Who is Brandi Mcalister?
Oh gosh.
And is that the same name as the?
Well, Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got that a lot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. It's just spelled differently.
Yeah,
so
not the extra C, right?
Yep, the extra C, and I think they had like 2 L's in their name.
And it's Irish descent.
You're different.
Correct?
You're different.
Yes, we know. Whatever.
So who am I? I am a certified spiritual life and grief coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an author.
Mm-hmm.
I am a 3-time selling author.
Okay.
I am a mentor. I mentor girls at an after-school program in Jersey, and then also at a group home. I do group home sessions.
Oh, you do group home?
Yeah. Inspirational speaker. I have a nonprofit. Brandi is energy. She is a time.
Life of the party.
life of the party.
Okay.
I'm also B Diva, right? Like
what explain that?
That's the alter ego. That's the turn up.
Yeah. That's what we missing.
I didn't know B Diva.
Yeah.
Have I seen B Diva before?
Absolutely.
I just didn't know who.
You just didn't know that's who that was, but yes, B Diva. That's the turn up. She goes out. The life of the party. Brandi, I am, I'm all those things. I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm in a sorority. What else? I'm a full-time entrepreneur.
Yes.
And yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
Okay. Well, damn, you went down half.
Right. It's all right.
That's right. That's how we do it.
It's all right, yeah.
So wait, let me get to it. So how did you get to becoming a spiritual and grief? Like, how did you
life coach?
Yeah, how did you
Absolutely. So what happened was 2017, I got baptized. And in the church. Like
you was never baptized before?
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Nope.
Okay.
Yep.
I've heard people get baptized later on in life.
Nope. I didn't.
It happens more than
it happens.
I was raised Catholic, so
see, I wasn't raised in the church.
Oh, not at all.
No. Like I would go to church on Sundays, but not every Sunday.
Baptist or just
well, my church now is Pentecostal.
Okay.
But I grew up Baptist, right? Whenever I would go to right, because that's what it was. You Baptist, you go to a Baptist church.
Listen, as someone that went to a Catholic church for the early part of his life and going to a Baptist church after,
you see a difference.
Give me that 45 minutes and that little piece of bread and that whatever bit of wine, nailed down our Father, Mother Mary, and we out. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was too much with the Baptists. I'm sorry.
No, they don't.
So people get on me.
I think it was a lot.
No, Baptist is like 3 hours solid.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours solid.
I guess that's why I always remember like falling asleep.
Yeah, because it was long, right?
It's a whole event. It's like, bro,
it definitely is. So so I didn't grow up in the church. And so fast forward, even when I was like in college and I would go to church like with my dad sometimes, like I never understood what the pastor was saying. Like I didn't know the songs, I didn't know scriptures and prayer, and I would just be like this, like, okay, trying to connect. And then I started going to church in 2000 and maybe 7. I think it was like 2007. I went to church, and on my own, my best friend invited me to her church, and I connected with the pastor immediately.
Okay.
And so I started going. Then I brought my brother, and then my mother, and then we've been there. So anyway, the whole family.
So this is 07, right?
this is like '07, like right after I graduated college in 2006, came home. And so graduated, got baptized in 2017. And then later that year, my minister gave me like a prophetic word, right? Where they like kind of speak over your life and they could see things that you would do. So he's like, I see you writing books. I see you, going back to school. I see you, hosting like 45-minute work sessions with women. And I'm like, oh, okay,
cool. Before you had this in your mind?
I didn't even think about any of this. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I remember I went to Walmart, got a notebook, and I just started writing. And then it turned into a book. And then I started seeing all these things. So Pray the Impossible, that's my company. It's a faith-based service company. And so when I launched Pray the Impossible in 2018, I had people DM me like, hey, can you be my spiritual advisor? And I was like,
this is before you was even getting to that point.
I was writing the book, like my first book.
Your first,
it wasn't finished yet.
Okay, not to cut in, but I understood that you wrote your first book in 4th grade, you said?
Not that book. Oh, we'll get to that. Okay. But that year, my very first book I wrote in 4th grade. But as an adult, this book, Real Talk and Conversation from My Heart to Yours, that was a book that I was writing while I was launching Pray the Impossible. And so I remember earlier that year, I was like, God, I want you to use me. But I didn't really know what that looked like or what that meant when I was saying it. So then launch Pray the Impossible. Then I had people like DM me like, hey, can you be my spiritual advisor? And I didn't even know what that was, but I coined myself after that a spiritual friend advisor. And that's a friend who drops gems from my heart. So I give them like godly advice and wisdom. Just like whatever I would go through in life, I always found like a friend or somebody would go through a similar situation after me. And then I would just tell them what I did to get through or to overcome that situation. So once that was happening in 2019, because it was going into COVID, I started doing research about getting certified as a spiritual and life coach. So that now that I could have the credentials, right? Because if I'm gonna make this a business that I wasn't even thinking about making a business, I'm like, let me become certified so people could see that I have the credentials.
Got you.
And so that's how that happened. And then I became a grief coach. This year, my father passed December 3rd, 2021. And
2021
of 2021. So it's going on 3 years. And when he passed, I knew so many people who either lost a parent of whether it was cancer or they lost someone close to them after, like literally the first person was 5 weeks after my father passed. And I found myself pouring into them.
Because now you have something in common. And
I'm like, look, I'm only 5 weeks in. I don't really know.
You're very new to this.
I'm new to this. I'm just telling you what I did. But God just kept sending people. And it was therapeutic and healing for me too, because I have so many friends and family that just loved on me and was there for me during my time. And these are people who may not have had the closest relationship with God. So I'm pouring back into them. And so my life coach at the time was like, have you ever considered grief coaching? And I was like, I never even heard of that.
Yeah, I was like, this is new.
Never heard of it. I did my research, found out about it, and then I got certified. So the wild part is in how God works is like, you got to go through some things, right? If I'm going to be a spiritual coach, I had to go on a spiritual journey. If I'm going to be a life coach, I had to go through life. If I'm going to be a grief coach, I had to go through grief.
But life you're continuously going through.
And you're continuously going through. You're adding to it. So
even the grief as time goes by, being someone that's parent that's passed, you go through it in different phases sometimes. And you kind of pick, like I always say, in a weird way, my father passing away made me look myself in the mirror. And it took that long. You know what I mean? I had to be like, I can't play these games and follow this stuff anymore. So once I did that and accepted myself for who I was, I was like, fuck it. Everything's out the door. I'm going to just do what I want. And I don't care what anybody says. And so far it's been working.
Yeah.
I made this podcast 2020 and around 2017 is when I learned, like, you know what? You don't have to be chasing after all this stuff.
Yeah.
To be who you are. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. And that's how it is, right? Losing someone or something. Because grief is not just death of a loved one. It's also if you lost your job, you lost your apartment, you losing something that has value, or you've created a relationship or memory with. We can grieve anything.
Right.
And so in that process of becoming the grief coach, no, before I became the grief coach, I wrote my book, my third book about my grief journey called My Greatest Loss Turned into a Purposeful Win. And so in that book, I'm talking about all of the things that I lost in 2021. And my dad was like the cherry on top at the end of the year. And so
that whole year you had
that whole year, it was 2021. I was like, oh, it's my winning season. I'm winning. And I was losing in every area
like work
of life.
And all types of stuff.
I got laid off. I had to, because I got laid off, unemployment was getting ready to stop. I had to move out my apartment because I couldn't afford it, move back home, had COVID, was applying for jobs, couldn't get a job. Then my dad came up in September for my event that we'll talk about. He came up in September for my event, and then I was his caregiver for 87 days, and then he died at the end of the year. So I'm losing. And then I wrote the book to encourage people, like, how do you turn your greatest loss into a purposeful win? And that's how I became the grief coach. And that's how I became, started doing like the events in honor of him, because we have to turn this pain into purpose. There's purpose behind what we're going through.
Yeah, everything you go through is a lesson.
It's a lesson, yeah.
I always try to tell people don't want to be wrong, or they don't want to be on that side of it. Or because publicly we see being wrong in anything, in an answer or whatever, as being a bad thing. When actually it's a great lesson.
Yeah.
It's a great lesson. You just got to apply yourself and say, okay, I messed up here. It was a mistake, or I didn't know at that time. Now let me add on. And I also want to say the one thing you said about grief, when you were like, you were losing everything. I came across this clip. I don't know if I put it up or recorded it. I came across this clip where the guy was like, life is not about attachments. He said life is like, living life is like clouds in the sky. We're always passing through. That's how we're going. And what it is with people, we're too busy trying to hold on to certain things and certain attachments. It's not going to work that way.
Lauren London has said something about like, we experience people, like we don't own people, like to the point about being attached. It's like we experience people while we're all here, because at the end of the day we're all leaving, right? So we're gonna experience these people. So to circle back to tie it all together, so becoming the spiritual life and grief coach, all of my books, every time I go through something, it matches up what I'm gonna do. So I was on a spiritual journey. So the first book, Real Talk, A Conversation from My Heart to Yours, that's a spiritual book about, just giving you words of inspiration. My Way or God's Will, The Choice Is Yours. That's what I was going through while writing the first book, how like I was tapping more into God, forming my relationship with God. And then the third book, being a grief coach, is about grief. So life, because we can make plans by this age, I'm going to have this, I'm going to accomplish this. And if that's not in the plans, it's not going to happen.
That does work. I was never good at planning. Every time I felt I planned, it would always go. It wouldn't go right. But I know, like someone like you, and I hear you talk about like the vision board, and people use certain vision boards to apply to their life and to continue. So you're gonna have bumps and bruises and things happen, but the whole idea is to continue to go on with life.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
The end goal. It's all about the end goal.
Yeah, the execution. You have to execute it.
And it's also to a mindset. Because we get stuck in the why me, right? I'm sure you heard it like, why not me? But we get so stuck on like, why is this happening? And people don't know how to climb out that hole or get out of that dark space. So you kind of just stay in that moment where it's like, shift your mind to be like, okay, what can I do with this? How can I help someone who just lost their parent? How can I help someone who is unemployed and looking for a job? Like, what can you do to turn your pain? Because we all have a unique story, and God chose us for whatever that story is. Now, who you gonna help? It's not about you. He's just using you to go forth and help other people who are gonna go through or are going through a similar situation.
Yeah, being a person that always felt like I was in a negative spot and thought negatively, and I used to be a very negative person. Matter of fact, someone want to tell you like, after some of the stuff that was happening and looking on, I guess mostly Facebook, I was like, I was around a lot of negative people. I was around a lot of negative people, and it didn't help me because I was negative myself. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm not just gonna go back and forth with this person. Like, let them do what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm just not on that time, you know? But yeah, you gotta get yourself out of that spot. It's hard sometimes. I want to thank the people that's been in my life lately for helping me out, and you know, this platform for helping me out, and everybody, you know what I mean? And I'm a type of person that I help people. I have no problem watching my people win. I have no problem with
We're
that.
supposed to.
Yeah, but most people want something back.
Yeah, that is true.
Most people is like, I do this for you.
Then
you do
what
this
am I
for
getting
me.
in return?
Yeah,
it's not like that's how you block your blessings, because we think that if I bless you, my blessing is coming back from you. It's gonna come from shame,
and not even
you know what I mean. It'll come from someone,
but don't even expect it. Just be like, all right, cool. And then if someone does hit you back with something like, oh shit, I ain't know, like I wasn't. Oh, thanks, I appreciate that. But I'm a person that I try to make sure that everybody around the circle is good and all that shit. So damn, you went through half the shit. What we gonna talk about, girl?
We still we got a lot to talk about.
Oh my!
Getting started.
All right, so envision the impossible. Pour your heart into it.
Yes.
Go ahead, girl. Let me check this.
So envision the impossible. Is pour your art into it. So
art or heart or
art. It's art.
Oh,
art. Yeah. So that is my fundraiser event that I'm doing this year. So I partnered with a girlfriend of mine. Her company is called I Pour My Art Into It. And so we combined envision the impossible with her company.
That's good.
And so it's basically a curated event to help people overcome like blocks and obstacles and hindrances that have kept them from seeing the possible, right? Because it's like, oh, you could say, I want to get a new studio, but then you might say like, nah, like I can't afford it or whatever. So I take you through this guided activity and meditation to help you like tap into what's been holding you back from seeing that. And so where the pour my art into it comes into play, it's a blank canvas. So if your word of the year is say, you know what, I want more joy. Like, what does joy look like? Is it yellow? Is it red? Like, what colors are you using? And then you just pour it onto a blank canvas and create abstract art. So we're raising funds to provide wellness services for 3 recipients. My dad, his name is John Barry Mcalister Sr. And we're raising funds to provide wellness services for 3 people. So either they're going to get a facial and massage package with Bloom and Groom Wellness Lounge. That's my line sister. She has her own spa.
Okay.
Or they'll get a spiritual life and grief coaching session with me with Pray the Impossible.
Okay.
And so this is our 4th event. So back to what I was saying earlier. So my very first event was a Kentucky Derby fundraiser event in 2021, right before my father passed.
Derby?
You never heard of Kentucky Derby?
I've heard of that before.
No, I know what a Kentucky. I'm just surprised. Did you came up here, right? Or you was in
where? When I had the events?
No, just generally. You came up here in Jersey. Yeah, I've never been to a Kentucky Derby.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I did it in September of 21. And so my dad, he kept saying, oh, I'm gonna come up. And he's like, nah, I don't know if I'm gonna come. Then he would say, oh, I'm gonna come up because it might be my last event. He lives in South Carolina, but like he would always say like
he would always put that
like and I'm just like, bro, what are we even
sat down with me
just come
like what are we talking about here?
When I was a kid, my father sat down with me. It was like, what are you gonna say when I die? And I was like, what are you?
What are we even?
But knowing my father and how he was moving, I could understand him doing that,
of course, because he's realistic at the end.
And I'm realistic too. But I'm just saying, at the time, it was just I said some wild shit back.
So he would say that, and then eventually he came up. And when I picked him up from Newark Penn Station, that's the first time I've ever seen my father like in that state. Like he could barely walk. His voice was so hoarse, and I'm like, in my mind, when he got in the car, he came up with no clothes. Like he left South Carolina. He left everything in South Carolina. He said he had to get to Jersey.
Right. So is he from South Carolina?
No, but his family is from South Carolina.
I got you.
So he came up had him in the car, and he's like, some random guy had to help him get in the car, and then he's in the car, and I'm like, where are your clothes? And he's like, I couldn't make it to the laundromat. He literally just had plastic bags with like his snacks in it for the train. And so like he's holding on to the seatbelt, and I'm like, all these thoughts are going through my mind, and I'm like, did he come here to die? Because I'm like, this is not normal. This is not.
Well, what he told you probably normal. In his mind.
It didn't register. He knew he was sick.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. He didn't tell me.
You knew? Did you know he was sick, but not that sick?
No, I didn't know he was sick at all.
Oh, so when he said that to you, you thought it was just game playing?
Yeah, like bro, like I brushed it off.
You have to actually see it to understand it. The state of physical and
like my dad was never a big guy, and he didn't really like.
He was tall though, right?
No, he's like average height.
What, 5'9"?
No, 5'9"? Yeah, 5'8", 5'9".
Really?
Smaller frame, but never a big guy. But like, I started to see him age. But my dad also smoked cigarettes, and he also drank. You know what I mean? So it was like he wasn't taking care of himself. His mentality was like, if I'm a die, I'm a die.
I'm gonna live my life.
But
that's it.
Certain generations, especially before us, they're like, listen, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah,
doing what I want to do.
So he came up, whatever, and then I'm just like, I was like, God, like I was like, God, he can't die this weekend. I was like, I put too much money into this event, like, bro, you can't go, like, no.
And that would be way too much.
I was like, nah, we're not doing this. So then he came to the event, and he wasn't able to like participate, so we had him out, whatever. So my family was like, oh, he told me, he was like, oh, I'm dehydrated. And my mother looked at him and said, that's not dehydration. Like we kept trying to say, go to the hospital. He wouldn't go. So then at the event, my aunts were there. They was like, oh no, he fell. When me and my friend was setting up, he fell in the grass, and we picked him up, put him in my car. And she's like, do you think it's cancer? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't even think about that. So y'all talking
about him while he's there?
Yeah.
And like, he's just like, whatever.
He's out of it, and he's not telling me what's going on.
Okay,
so fast forward, the day after the event, we took him to the emergency room. They did all the CAT scans, and we found out it was stage 4 lung cancer.
Wow.
So they were.
So he never knew that this
whole time? He knew he was sick, but he never went to the doctor. He was just like, whatever. So when his friend who dropped him off at the train station, he was like, your dad was in so much pain. I didn't think he was going to make it to Jersey. But my dad had the plan. He's like, I got to make it. I got to get to Jersey. Like, I can't be down here. Right, I got to just get to Jersey, and whatever happens.
Right.
At least I'm in Jersey, and I'm not by myself.
And it's funny because my father, when he was passed, I don't really care. I'm not a hospital guy, but his whole thing was, I want to go home. Yeah. Regardless of what happens, regardless how scary it might seem, I want to go home. You know what I mean? And we got him there because he was doing dialysis.
Oh, okay.
For about 10 years, he was doing dialysis. So the emergency room, they didn't know exactly what the issue was. The next day we come there, he got a room. I remember the nurse gave him something that hurt him, and I never seen my father in that pain like that before. I was like, what the fuck was that? So his thing was he wanted to go home, and he told my mom, he told my mom, like, I'm not getting out of this. And she, tried to brush it off or whatever. Go home. Last thing he calls me, he always called me kid. He was like, whatever, kid, but make sure you take mom to the store. That's all is on his mind. The next morning at 4:00, he had a massive heart attack. Wow. And then they had him with the tube and all that. So we had him like that for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So he was like, you're going to pull the plug. Yeah. But I know that whole time he was cursing us all out. Because he was like, why are y'all doing this? Just leave it. Because that's the type of dude he was. Yeah. But it's like the shit they're just that
that's their mindset. Yeah. So he after we found that out, he was in the hospital. Long story short, he catches COVID in the hospital. So he couldn't get treatment. So he gets to the rehab center. They had to quarantine him for 14 days. So now he can't see nobody. Right. So now at this point, now the cancer's starting to protrude. I feel like because he caught COVID, it sped it up.
In his immune system and everything.
Yeah, so for him, it was.
So y'all couldn't see him at this time?
We had the mat, like we looked like, remember E.T. when you had to put on the mat, like we had to
like an outbreak joint.
Yeah, we had to do that to go visit him.
That's
anyway,
crazy.
He was able to come home, and then he passed at home.
How long after y'all got him home?
November 30th. Well, he got out he got out of rehab, I think November 5th. Took him to the doctor November 10th. November 30th, we had to take him to get a CAT scan. November 1st, we got
dates.
I'm dates. November 1st, we got
I know dates. I remember,
it's something.
I remember dates of every person in my family that died because I was a kid. So all I could do was just be like, all right, that date, that date. So I can understand what she's talking about.
So by December 1st, the MRI results came back. The cancer, it spread throughout the whole body and into his brain.
Jesus. And it was lung cancer, right?
Lung cancer. And then December 2nd.
And they found it at stage 4.
Found it at stage 4. December 2nd, he had hospice for 1 day. And then he passed on the 3rd.
But y'all did hospice at the house, right?
For the 1 day. For the 1 day.
Because my aunt did hospice for my aunt at the house.
Yeah.
But it was about like
he wanted to be home. And so
that's just scary to me, but I understand. I understand, but it's scary.
You really don't know until you're in
it. You don't.
For the person, I understand why they want to be home. Right. For the family,
it's scary, but at the same time, sometimes if you want to be home,
you gotta be in that mind state also to prepare for yourself, because if
you can't. That's something you could never prepare yourself for.
You don't, because you're telling yourself that, but you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to go through that. It
depends. Like if he told you what was going on, it makes it a little bit. Of course, it's not easy, but it makes it a little bit something like what's gonna happen. Just don't know when.
But do you understand that?
So that's considered anticipatory grief. When you know someone is sick,
right?
You're anticipating. We know that they're going to pass. We just don't know when.
Right.
So we knew that once I found out the date. So, but even the when, you still can never prepare yourself for the when.
Do you remember like your last maybe talk?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And it's.
Was he real? Was he just like...
He was in so much pain. He was fighting. So the last thing he said was, I told him I loved him. He said he loved me too. And then he said, because he was in so much pain, and so they're able to see stuff. So he was like, devil, get it out of me. He was like, Lord, I'm coming. Those were his last words. Audible words. And then, I watched him take his last breath. So you can never pay yourself. So I share that story to say that, like, I was his caregiver. So I know the toll that it takes on you, mental, spiritually, emotionally. So, and just knowing that my dad persevered to come up here, we're all persevering through something. So being that Blessed by Brandi Incorporated was the event and I keep thinking about, what if I never had that event?
Right. You wouldn't have.
What if I never started Pray the Impossible? Blessed by Brandi would have never came from that. Like, I would have never had something for him to be like, let me come to Jersey.
That all goes back down to when you got baptized and the preacher.
Yeah, like everything was already written.
So do you think if he never put that thought in your ear, or that mind state in your ear, that you would have done that? Were you planning to do something else?
No, because I thought at that time, I was like, oh, I'm going to be married and have kids at this point. I was 33 at that time. I was like, I'm going to be married and have kids. So I'm thinking now, then I was like, what if I was married and had kids? I wouldn't have had that time for me and him.
But what would you have done outside of being married? Would you had a career? No career?
I mean, I worked at Macy's. I was a project manager. So I had a corporate job. So it would have just been that, and probably my kids.
Or you go?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been crazy.
Yeah. So like, these things happen for a reason. So I wanted to be a blessing to other people, because my event blessed my dad for that time. So I want to continue to raise funds for wellness, because wellness is so important. Your mental, spiritual, emotional wellness. And it's like, sometimes we don't have the resources or the tools or know people or the connections to be like, hey, even if you get a facial and massage, like, that was your self-care for that day. Or you may be going through something, get a session for spiritual life and grief coaching. Like, that'll help me, and then at least it'll give me the tools I need to like apply, go forward. So that's why these events are so special to me. And because it's connected to my dad. So that goes back to like turning your pain into purpose. How can I honor him?
So in turn, it kind of all walked you into those footsteps.
Yeah.
And I could tell you're daddy's girl.
Yeah, that's 100%. My guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, I could tell. Like, you don't hide it, you don't sugarcoat it. No. You're like, you know what I mean? And
he's definitely proud of you.
Oh yes.
Super proud.
Yeah. He shows up.
I was gonna ask you, do you see signs a little bit?
All the time. Like the first year, and people may think I'm crazy, but the first year, somebody who I did not know on Instagram, when my dad passed, she's like, hey, you know, I don't know you and I didn't know your dad, but your dad is gonna start to show up. After I read that DM, my dad showed up. And so every day for a whole year, I wrote down when he showed up and how he showed up for an entire year.
So give me an example. Like, what was the first, if you can remember the first sign?
The first sign I went to, the first sign was, I was driving up Cedar Lane and I saw a bumper sticker on the back of somebody's car and it says, why I wasn't created to be normal or something like that. And I used to always be like, why can't you just be normal? Like you be doing the most. Like, why can't I have a normal dad?
Wow.
And he wasn't created to be normal. And I saw that. I saw rainbows. Say if I was like online, I would see his birthday. I remember this day. It was one day he didn't show up till like 7 o'clock at night. I was watching New Jack City.
Okay,
and I don't even remember, but it was the credits. And I saw the name John, and then I saw the name Barry in the credits, and I said, "Wow!" I was like, "Bro, like,
was it right behind?"
It was like back to back, and I was like, "Yo, bro, like you showed up late today, but all right, like I see you." So yeah, it would be, I would be able to tap in and see him, and honestly, like, that brought me so much comfort. Like, I held on to those moments. Or I would get in the car, turn the radio on, his song would be on the radio.
What's his song? What old school joint or some new?
Old school joint. So it could be like Magic? The Isley Brothers. It could be what was it? Isaac Hayes.
Okay.
By the time I get to Phoenix, that was his song.
Your father and my father used to listen to music together.
Yeah. Yep.
So y'all parents knew each other. Yeah. Wow. So there's a reason why I brought it.
So your father's talking again, see? Wow, I didn't know that. He was just
they communicate through music a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They communicate through music a lot.
Yeah. That's crazy. So that's why I wrote the book, and I feel like that's my life purpose. Like, I have a post that I wrote in the book. I put in the book, my dad was like, you know, happy birthday to my daughter. Keep doing what God is calling you to do. So I could have easily been like, I don't want to encourage nobody who lost somebody. Like, I could have been selfish, but this man told me even before, like 2 years before he passed, in a Facebook birthday post, keep doing what God told you to do.
You feel you were selfish before, or you had those elements?
I've always been the one to encourage people, but I mean, we all share something in common. When you lose a parent, you will never be that person again that you were the day before they passed. You are not the same person the day after they passed, and you're not the same person, and you will never be that same person again. So I had to work through those issues of like setting my boundaries. What's my capability? What's my capacity? So I could have easily said, but clearly God has a purpose for my life to go forth and help people. And to what Shane and I were saying, it's therapeutic.
Oh, it's definitely therapeutic.
It's therapeutic.
How you feel it's been so far? I mean, prior and after your father, I know that's always going to affect you. But how do you feel the journey has been for you, putting yourself in this position that you are now?
It's heavy.
It's a lot. Because
it's a lot. It's a lot of people. And then you got your own stuff you're dealing with.
I used to think that about therapists. Like,
definitely. Therapists have therapists.
I was like,
a life coach got a life coach. Like, don't go to a therapist if they ain't got one. Like, you know what I mean? Right. So it is very heavy because you're dealing with a lot. And just like now being an entrepreneur, like, I'm running my business, my businesses. So that has its own layer. And it's just being pulled at in so many different, directions. It's like, it gets heavy. So I have to be mindful, like, Brandi, you got to disconnect. Do
you like being an entrepreneur aside from the management position you had before? Or Or would you have preferred being in a position where you didn't have to deal with that much responsibility, or you challenge that responsibility?
So when I was at my last position, I was able to write 2 books. Like,
oh, okay.
So like, yeah, so that was that. But like being an entrepreneur, like you can be an entrepreneur, but you could still have an employee mindset. So I didn't go to school for business. I'm a creative. So I could do like the content, all that. But like what's challenging for me is the business side.
Yeah, I
and being on top of that, like, you know, making sure like you have everything in order that's legitimate. So like learning that has been my challenge. We're just like, I don't want to do this.
Especially by yourself.
And by yourself.
By yourself. How to delegate.
Exactly.
As a person that is a fellow creative, I understand. I've never been too much of the business mindset myself, but I'm always able to come up and create and to think of different ideas to employ that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you have to make sure that's an even balance too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But let me plug this in real quick. So envision the impossible, pour your art into it. Hey guys, because I've been this way the whole time.
All right.
So the event is September 22nd from 2 to 6 p.m. in Montclair, New Jersey. You can go to my IG page, Pray the Impossible, or my website, PrayTheImpossible.com to get your ticket. With your ticket purchase, everyone's name goes into the drawing to be a possible recipient.
That's right.
Of the Envision the Impossible, to be the recipient of the Perseverance Award.
Right.
So you're getting a workbook, food, drinks, the canvas, the art. It's a whole experience.
Okay.
A whole experience.
So how many books, aside from the actual first one, you have 3 books right now?
Yes, and I actually bought them.
Oh.
I did. You got to be prepared. So I brought my books. So these are the books. You want to hold those up? Yeah. And I have, and I created 2. I also created grief affirmation cards.
Oh yeah, I did see that one right there. This is nice right here.
Yeah.
This is like, what do you want right here?
Yeah.
What was the idea for this being the cover? Because so this is very like my way or God's will.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's real.
Like she's really thinking deep thought about what's going on.
Because how many of us, or how many times have we tried to play God in our life? Like, nah, I'm doing this. I'm not doing that.
All the time.
And so like I literally made plans, like I was saying, like, oh, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna be married, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna but I asked God to use me. So no, you're not doing that. But like I birthed this book. It took me 9 months to write and publish this book. So this was my baby, like that I had. You know what I mean?
Actual book.
My first actual book. And so like, thank you. And so now it's like this is a greater purpose in my life. Not to say children aren't, but like at that time it was like you asked to be used, so God is going to use you.
This is what you need.
You need exactly.
This is what you need right now.
This is what you need. Right. And if I did none of this, like I don't know how my dad's story would have ended.
That your self-care.
And my self-care, yeah.
That is.
Is this a heart? There's a heart right here?
That is a heart.
Okay.
Yep, that's a heart.
So this is the first one.
That's the first one. This is the second one. Okay,
I got you.
That's the second one.
And you wrote these 2 books earlier. And this is the last
So
one.
this is 2018, this is 2020, and this was published in 22.
Okay.
Right?
Right after you.
No, 23. This
23, okay. 23. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
So how's it been going with the books, or like?
So the books were going amazing, especially when I wrote this book. That did extremely well. I was a vendor. I was going to pop-up events. This book came during COVID. So that one kind of like slowed down, but then also this book I feel like could be intimidating for some people when you read the title My Way or God's Will, right? Like some people,
but that's the open-minded will understand.
But that's how most people move around with how they think. I'm doing this my way,
right? But some people get a little, they'll see like God and be like but meanwhile it's like I'm not telling people go to church. It's like have a relationship, whether it's God, Allah, whoever your higher being.
It's a title.
It's a title, whoever you believe in. But this is just my personal story of how I became who I am. And I use that to encourage people on their journey.
I think most people, when they see God's will, they think that's set in stone.
Yeah, because it's like God's will. People think, oh, God's will is I can't party, I can't do this, I can't. It's about doing things in moderation.
Right.
Because he turned water into wine.
He also gave you the mind.
He says you can drink, but don't get drunk.
He also gave you the
moderation.
But when you know or have a relationship with God and you are in tune, like it is, you know, it is.
He gave you the mind and the will to choose as you please.
Exactly. We have free will.
Yes.
But our free will doesn't always lead us down the path that's best for us.
Right. Right. It all comes to decisions makings and
I gave myself permission to express thoughts and feel my feelings surrounding my loss.
And then there's an activity.
Write down 1 or 2 thoughts and feelings you permit yourself to express.
I think that's so dope.
Thank you.
That's fire right here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure your people already know, but make sure they know. And my people need to know.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
So let's talk about the first book, which I think when I saw that, I saw the clip and I was like, this is interesting because in this first book that you were telling with 4th graders, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you said it was like, I wrote this book when I was your age or in 4th grade. And you put down certain things and it kind of led you to where you are now.
It did. And I got to see if I'll find it and I'll share it with you. So in 4th grade, I wrote my first book. So it was a class assignment and we had to.
I was like, she's a teacher now? What are you?
I mean, I'm actually kind of turned into that. So I wrote this book. I said that, what did I say? I said, I'm going to go to school, have a lot of friends, have a nice car. I said, I'm going to be a businesswoman. The funny thing is, I don't remember saying that. Like, I always remember doing hair, saying I wanted to do hair, but I don't remember saying a businesswoman. I don't even think I understood what that meant at that age back then. But clearly it's written, and that's what I have become.
You knew without knowing.
A lot of times you do that.
Exactly. So that's also like I spoke into existence what that's like a prophetic word. I prophesied over my life, like I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do that. So when I found the book, crazy part, circle back. So when I was looking for pictures for my dad's service, I found the book. And I was like, yo, this is crazy that I still had it. And so, so that was my official first book. And it's like power in your words.
Is it an actual book?
It's an actual
You got
book.
published at that time?
Well, it was published through like the class assignment. Assignment. Yeah, I'm going to try to find it and share it. It was definitely, I got to find it. I think I posted it.
I feel like that was really the beginning of everything.
Nah,
it was.
Because I'm like, she was like, how did he get? I was like, I'm doing my research, and I came across this clip, and I was like, is she teaching the kids? And she's like,
oh, yes.
I was like, oh, this is.
I know what that. Yes. So what happened was I went to speak to a school for career day.
Gotcha.
And I brought that book along with those books. So I was telling the kids like what you're able to do. What you're able to do. Where is it? Yeah, that was dope. Oh yeah, this you talking about this clip right here. I could send this to you.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Go ahead. A therapist?
So yeah, that was the
therapist. Book. Astronaut.
Don't cut me off because Biggie's beat is playing.
What are you trying to say? What? Oh, a nail artist. Oh, a zookeeper.
Ooh.
Yeah, these kids was like blowing my mind.
Well, you know, I think this generation is
totally different.
It's totally different.
They're more set into. Yeah. I wouldn't say. Some are smarter, but I think
smarter.
I'm gonna find.
Yeah, they definitely more access.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it where I actually like. Oh, here it is. This one.
Yeah, this one.
Remember, I said that I was an author. What grade is this? I wrote this book in 4th grade. I was 9 years old when I wrote this book. That's me in the 4th grade.
What? They're like, what? They're like, oh my God. Yeah.
Chapter 8. And chapter 8 is titled Future Plans. My future plans are to be a businesswoman and to have a nice house with nice cars.
Wow.
I plan to have a college degree and to stay in school and get a great education. My second future plans are to be a beautician or to be a teacher.
Which
I have no future plans on mine at this moment. When I was a little girl, I always dreamed of being
Meanwhile, I was a little girl
musician.
writing
I
it.
also plan to stay real close
But
to
see-
my friends.
Right.
My third future plans are to be a nail tech. I always wanted to do lots of people's nails. It also looks like fun to do. If I want to be a real good nail tech, I have to practice first before I can be an expert at this job.
So
Look at
yeah, that was
And
in the
she
fourth
did
grade.
that in fourth grade. So yeah, the kids now are smarter or may appear smarter, but we all have that ability at
Yes.
that age.
Absolutely.
It depends on how you're raised, what you're around. I was always
Or just your personality.
Yeah.
yeah. And when I moved here in seventh or eighth grade, I'm in BF. I have a picture of it. I think I put it up before. I made a book holder, which at that time you didn't have it, but
Right.
it was a thing that had straps, and it was like a book thing. So you put the book in there, open it, and you fold it, and you could move it. It's like a baby thing,
Right, yeah,
But
yeah.
I did that in like seventh grade. Weird little kid wearing cross colors. Like seriously, yeah. I was just creative, and that was one of the things. My teacher was like, "Oh, that's." And at that time, you didn't have like phones or whatever.
Yeah.
They like that. It's like, oh, that's
So
smart, right?
so the kids, I always think the kids are all the smartest of all people because until they go through certain things and they drink,
yeah, like our imagination, like we could say like I'm gonna go to Mars and to the moon, and like there's nothing that could tell us that we're not going there. But it's not until we get older and experience disappointment and experience life and pain where
other people,
that alters the way we dream and believe and just have faith. For like little kids be jumping off of stuff like you gonna hurt yourself, they gonna get right on here and then jump right back or keep doing it. So
they're like, I got medical.
yeah. So that book was
that is the precursor to these books, and I just wanted to bring that up.
And I thank you for bringing that back up. And it's crazy because what we say we want to do as a kid, it doesn't look like exactly what we think, but it still manifests. So like being a teacher, no, I'm not physically teaching in the classroom, but like I said, I have the mentorship group. I'm a coach. I speak. I'm teaching people through the book. Yes. So yeah, businesswoman. I have this. I have the nonprofit Blessed by Brandi.
I always said I wanted to be an actor or entertainment.
And this is entertainment.
There we go. You know, or I done music. You know, same old thing.
Yeah,
same thing. Damn, girl, you got a lot going on, man. You got a lot going on here.
Productivity.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta use that time. We're not here for a long time. My tagline is impacting lives one conversation at a time. Like, what's your legacy?
What do you want to leave behind?
What do you want to leave behind? Like, God forbid if today was our last day, like how are people going to remember you? Like, what is like, yes, our legacy, our children, right? But also like this can be printed over and over. You know what I mean? Like this is still here. This is timeless. So it's like, how are you still impacting lives through conversations, through your music, through your art? That's his expression.
I always said I want to live forever, and that's not physically.
No, you talking about
have your name
leave
or
that
something
mark
that goes down in history.
Yeah.
So,
what is so two things I have here.
Okay.
Vacations and water parks.
Water parks?
Yeah.
Was we not just talking about that?
I was like, I had to put the water park in
we
there.
was just talking about that. You saw my clip?
Yeah. So now, wait, before we get to that part.
Okay.
You just came for vacation, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how was the vacation?
The vacation, it was... So this has been my thing, right? So for those who may or may not know, I am turning 40 this year. I am happy, God willing. I will.
Girl, don't be mad.
Yes, we'll be 40 in October, and so I told myself that I'm going to journey 39. And that's through creating my little reels, or when I go on vacation.
I'm pretty sure you went places before, right?
I have, but I'm intentional about this time was like y'all gonna come with me on this journey for 39. A lot of my friends where I've been doing a lot of traveling this year, they have turned 40 before me.
Yeah,
so as I'm on a trip, like I get into these like whole adventures, and I be cracking up, and people be like, wait, why are you riding bikes in Turks and Caicos? Or what? Like, why are you going on all these journeys?
So,
but why not?
No, not why, but it's like they're laughing because they see like the journey that I'm going on riding the bike. They like, so y'all gonna ride the bike to the store? Absolutely. So I've just been creating all these like little reels and capturing like just my life this year. Just cause. So to traveling. So that's just basically what I've been. What I've been doing.
You continue to travel.
That's right.
And document.
And
I
document.
see what you're doing.
Yeah, document.
And what was up with the water park now? The water park, I heard there was an issue.
There was. See, that goes back to my journey.
And you was documenting the water park thing. I said, the phone. The first thing I said was, how is this phone surviving in this water park the way you doing it?
I don't even know how. So my cousin, I call her my mini. She's my sister. Our fathers are brothers. So I'm like her big sister.
It's all good.
And she's like, oh, what you doing on this day? Let's go to Dorney Park. I'm like, all right, cool.
Here we go.
In my mind, I said, I'm only doing the water park. I'm not doing the roller coasters because as you get older, your body can't handle.
I'm not doing no
I
more
never
roller
like roller
coasters.
coasters.
Certain things. Like
water park me.
I'm like, cool, water park I can do. The last time I used to go on a roller coaster, me and my dad used to go on dates to Six Flags. After that, after we stopped doing Six Flags, I'm good off the roller coasters. Yeah. But here we are at the water park. I forgot what water ride it was. So it was like a whole big funnel. So it's like a head to foot. It's a head to foot. I'm like, is this thing gonna turn around? She's like, yeah, because normally when you're going through the tube, it turns around.
Right.
It never turned around. So I'm recording to get my content, right? Next thing I know, it's dark. And next thing I know, I'm still at the head and the tube is going up like this. I said, oh my God, my life is over. I was like, oh my God. So I have my phone and then it cuts off from it.
Yeah.
But I said, after this, I'm ready to go home. I said, I have been up.
And then you didn't go home.
No, because she wanted to keep riding the rides. And I was here like this, like.
You was on that bench?
I was on the bench. I was holding the bag.
I've been
like
on that bench.
I'm holding the bag like this, like y'all go. I'm I'm like, okay, it's 5:30. We still here? I said, oh, it's dark. And Hershey Park is about a good 2 hours, 2 hours away. I said, I'm tired.
Neptune and all that over there.
I ain't got it in me.
That's PA, ain't it?
It is PA. Yep.
It's considered PA?
No, Hershey Park is PA.
I think Hershey and Dorney Park is in Pennsylvania.
I've
never been to neither one though.
Yeah.
I've been there years back.
Yeah.
I was at Ride Playland before.
Oh, Ride Playland, yes.
That's right there, though.
Yeah, but that's a whole.
That's not like Hershey Park.
It ain't like Hershey Park or Dorney Park, but yeah. So, that was the water ride. All of those. That was one of my many adventures this year.
Oh my God, I seen that. I said, I gotta ask her about that. I was
that's what happened.
Like, it was that music, like stuff goes wrong, and and that's
the thing about being a creative. Like, I can see something,
like it's not going,
and then just like I'll get the content, and I'm like, this is the vision. I'm gonna put this caption. I'm gonna put this music with it. I'm gonna edit this, and like that's my expression, my creative expression. So I get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, it's the best, especially once it comes out the way you've seen it or the way you
it's
like everything. That's the reward.
Yes.
I want to ask you, what is the On Point thing?
Oh, On Point. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
College
so that's
thing.
my
That's
line.
why I said it's a
that's
college
my
thing.
line
Okay.
name.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And what school did you go to?
I went to Virginia State. Yeah.
I know, but I just wanted to.
Right.
I knew that too. Good pickup.
Yes. I went
and what school did you go to?
Right. In what school? I went to Virginia State University. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. You want to ask her anything? Y'all went to school and class and all that. Stop asking the shot.
Nah, I'm just listening, bro. I'm just listening. You did all the homework.
You did. I came in here like he got a whole whiteboard with everything. I was like, wow.
I'm not playing games, man.
Yeah.
I'm not playing games. I think we got to most of it. Anything else you want to add on? Pray the Impossible, Blessed by Brandi. Those are obviously your brands.
So Blessed by Brandi Incorporated, it's my nonprofit. It's a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and the mission is to address the whole person by tapping into the mind, body, and spirit to get to the root of our issues that have had the greatest impact on us spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and just our overall well-being. And so we host events, panel discussions, and forums geared towards those areas.
Gotcha.
And then Pray the Impossible. That's a faith-based service company. So we use coaching sessions, events to uplift, motivate, and inspire people on their journey.
And it's been going well?
It's been going well, but you know, you as an entrepreneur, you go through your growing season. So I think I'm in that growing season, but I'm expanding as well.
Right. What part of the year you think is easier or harder?
As of now,
That you see for me.
As of now, September is my trigger month.
Yeah. Okay, when a woman says triggered, I gotta make
no,
sure.
No.
What does trigger mean?
So for me, September is my trigger month because that's when my dad came up.
Oh, so, all that is, yeah.
So you replay that time.
Plus the holidays.
Yeah. Then the holidays and all of that stuff. So it's usually hard as of lately, the past couple of years. So September is like my trigger month. October's cool because that's my birthday.
Right.
Then November's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
December's, you know, and then January. So I feel like my growth spurt usually happens there where you like, you know, just going through it. But like spring, summer is my lit. See, I'm lit in the spring and summer. It's like, woo, okay.
You be diva?
I'm be diva in. I'm be diva in. You know, I'm outside.
You should.
Going into the fall is like, now it's like, all right, cool. But yeah, it's all a part seasons of life. We gotta all go through the different seasons. But now more so is because like I'm planning, I'm getting back into the schools with the kids. So it's like, that's why when Shane asked me earlier today, like, how was your day? I'm like, it's overwhelming because I have my hand in so many different things. And it's just like, so to your point, yes, this was like, whew.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot going on at once.
How are your events? I see your events, and a person like me, I always be like, I could go to your event, but I always will feel out of
place.
Yeah.
Why?
This is me. Come on, Brandi.
No, but so you were no.
Because you didn't have nobody familiar there.
No.
And this is why
there'll be familiar people there sometimes.
And this is why, like, and I'm glad that I'm here, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I'm looking to. So most people who go to my events are people who are like my close friends, family, you know, things like that. But I'm looking to expand to get new people to come because I feel like it's an event. It's not just an event. Like I curate an experience for you, and it's an experience that's purposeful. It's not like, yo, let's go to this day party, hookah, this, that. It's like I'm providing a space for you to get the tools that you need and still make it like fun.
You don't want to sing to the same choir you've been singing to.
Because they know, like, are they going to support me? Absolutely, because it's Brandi.
Yeah.
But I want to get people who know me, but don't know me in that capacity where it's like with the event. So like this event that I'm having is super dope. Like I did it in DC and had a phenomenal turnout in DC. Yeah, so that was like my third out of town
too, right? You have some people out in DC.
Yeah, I have some people out, and so Shauna, who I'm doing the event with, she lives in Maryland.
Okay.
So she has some of her people. I had some of my people, and then we have people that we both didn't even know come to the event. A lot of people from this area
went to school in DC. So
exactly.
My niece is in what's the school? What's the school everybody
Howard?
goes? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
So
she's in Howard. So
yeah. So the events, and that's another thing too. Like I had a male event.
What's a male event?
I
don't know.
I'm like,
I'm trying to get you to.
I
know what
I'm like,
hey, Chip,
you don't know what a male is. So I had an all male wellness event.
Nice.
Okay, this should be.
Let me say, listen.
Very important.
So y'all had food, y'all had drink, and when I say drinks, it's good. I'll put out a spread. Y'all have good food. It ain't finger food. It's like catered food,
some good
drinks.
Shit.
Yeah. It was a panel discussion.
Gotcha.
I also had my line sister, Bloom and Groom Wellness Lounge. They're based out in Bloomfield. And so she did facials and massages for the guys.
Gotcha.
Brian Johnson, Brian Johnson, he did headshots for the guys. And then what else did we do? I think that was it. So I tried to curate an event for men because my dad used to always be like, how come you never have any men at the event? Because men don't show up.
Do you feel that they might seem intimidated? I'm asking you from what you.
I think men have to be targeted specifically.
And here's the thing. So I did the targeted all male event. I had the male panels. I had them on the flyer. Then I threw me on the flyer. Because if you see all men, you are like, I don't know. So let me throw me on the flyer.
You have friends that probably come to your things too. And
yes and
they
no.
have friends.
But I feel like with men, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it's harder to get you guys to come out. Like if you are or were or whatever in a relationship, the women gonna be like, oh, we're going to this. They'll say, oh, we have this event. Okay, we're going to go. It's very hard for men to actually buy the ticket.
But also, that could definitely be a point. But also, if you are in a relationship and the lady in the relationship is saying, we're going to going to this event, the man might feel like other men have feel like when you go shopping with your girl. So it's just like, I'm here just to support, but I'm not really here.
Right.
You feel me? You want them to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't want them to just be.
And so that was one of my most challenging events
when did this happen?
ever. This was in 20. Yes. This was in 2022.
Okay, right after.
So right after my dad, he's like, how come you never have men, any men? I said, let me put on an all male event. I ended up at the last minute because I still had people buying tickets at the door. Good. I ended up having a great turnout. That's how dudes do it too. We like, we're gonna pay. That's the thing. But here, let me tell y'all. Here's the thing: when it goes into planning events, like there's things that we have to pay for. There's things that we have to account for. Make sure that I need to make sure if I have 5 people coming to the event, I need to make sure I'm preparing for those. But with people.
The people that I think you're targeting at this point, a lot of them are pay as we go.
Yes, which makes it also difficult because it's like I can't account for how many people are actually going to show up at the door. So that's why it was very challenging because it was like, and that was the thing. I had homeboys come and they like, we coming. But what if you didn't know me, right? You know what I mean? Take that part out of it. Like, this is still my business at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's very like, but I'm coming. Yeah, bro, I know you coming, but it's like,
I gotta know you
coming. RSVP. Buy your ticket.
Right. All right, guys, all guys. Yes. I'm gonna co-sign this.
Well, wait. Not all guys.
Not all guys.
No. Let me get this off real quick. All guys, you're too fucking old not to be RSVP. Like, let's be straight, my nigga.
But that's people. Come on. But that's black people in general. We do that for some reason. Well, we were like, I'm coming. Like,
because they want to make sure they get what they get out of whatever they pay for.
Which is smart. You don't want to go somewhere if you're at the door and there's no food left for you. There's no chairs.
Nah.
Just standing there like, then you really found a place.
Chill.
Like, damn.
Black folk. We always balling. We always showing out and showing off, nigga. RSVP. It's the least you could fucking do. And it's also, what, $20-something, $30? Well, how much is the RSVP? Well, how much is the whole event?
Oh, my event?
Yeah, it's more than that?
Oh, it's more than that. It's $125.
Okay, it's a buck.
It's $125. So it's a fundraiser.
That's what I'm saying. It's a lot to it, though. It's more to it. It's a package deal.
I got you. Look,
you see it. And that's the thing. Like, you got to see. No, but to Shane, like, like, you see the value in what you're getting, right? And it's also like, how are you investing in yourself? Like, and that's been my thing. Like, if you get a ticket or whatever, it doesn't have to be this event. Like, your future self will thank you now for investing in yourself in the future, right? So it's like, I go to this event, I get all the tools, I get the techniques. Like, oh, I know how to create. Do you know what a SMART goal is?
What is a SMART goal?
Do you know what a SMART goal is?
That sounds very like you should have a
No, so a SMART goal is specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's realistic, and it's timely.
Oh, science. That's pretty much science.
Right. So if you create a goal and you say, okay, by the end of the year, I want to create 15 new songs.
Right.
Is that realistic? Did you add a time to it? Like, are you going to hold yourself accountable? How are you going to measure it? Okay, every day I'm going to go in the studio. Or every 2 days I'm going to write a new bar. So I'm giving, and a lot of people, I didn't know what a SMART goal was until I became a life coach. So it's like, I'm giving people these tools because I think we procrastinate a lot. We don't hold ourselves accountable. And it's just like, time is going. How many ideas have you had that you are probably still sitting on?
That's true. That's why I just started doing what I can.
And that goes back to why it's called envision the impossible. Like, where do you see yourself at in the future? Your future could be the end of this year. Where do you see yourself? But something is blocking you from reaching those goals or creating those smart goals and holding yourself accountable.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandi. Make sure y'all clap for her.
Thank you. Yeah.
Damn. Well, all right. I gotta get to one of your events eventually. I'm not gonna RSVP just yet.
Okay, listen, it's fine. We be having flash sales. Right now we have a sale going on. I had 2 people donate tickets, so it's a buy one, get one.
Okay.
So we have the first 2 people to purchase a ticket, they'll get an additional ticket for free. So
that's dope. Yeah, we definitely tapping up.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Before we get into the current events, because there's a whole bunch of current events going on.
I see.
And from what y'all told me, is a whole debate tonight. So
it is, and I got to see what time does it. It
might have started. What is it? 9 o'clock? 9 something.
You know, we're gonna see it all
over.
They're gonna chop and do all types of stuff.
All over.
That's off. That's been off. You probably had to move it.
Discontinued activity.
Inactivity.
No, not up though. It's up.
We not in activity. I don't know who's up. They probably saying check my live, see if they laughing or something.
Nothing to laugh about tonight. It's nothing funny. It's all serious.
I know it's all serious.
I know that's right. Shane said, "Hold on, wait a minute."
They're not laughing. They're not laughing at her. I'm playing. This is great. Oh man, woo.
Yeah, no, this was super dope.
I appreciate it. I try to make it comfortable and
very comfortable. Yeah. It was that's how I operate. Every whether it's an event or coaching session, it's very conversational.
Has to be. I don't like to interview people.
Yeah, it's
like, okay, Brandi. So I see you have your life coach thing going on here, and your celebration of life for your father. And I don't hate I'm just like so.
Yeah, so formal, you know.
Organic. Even if I just met you, right? I would have to find something in common to break the ice, and then go into everything else. So you're a great speaker. Like I seen you, I watched. I was like, okay, she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like you have a goal, you got everything in your sights. You want to get everything out to the people so they understand everything. And it's good to be as common as possible because not everybody is on certain levels. Yeah. You have to be like, all right, what
relatable to everybody, all levels, no matter where you're in life, who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I appreciate you coming. Is there anything? This is gonna. Whatchamacallit, but is there anything else you want to say about yourself before we get into the currents?
No, I just thank you guys for having me. I truly enjoy. Thank you for this platform. So this is a new audience that probably your viewers may not know who I am. So I thank you. Some of them may, but or they may, but they don't know me in this capacity.
Let's be clear. Your audience is watching.
My people, I love my people. Y'all are so y'all are super, super dope. I thank you. Listen, Pray the Impossible, Blessed by Brandi. It's all about helping people and finding your purpose in life, right? Some of us may not know our purpose yet, and that's fine. It's okay. I didn't find my purpose until 2016. I didn't start walking in my purpose until 2018.
How old you were then?
Real.
I'm 39. I was 31. Yeah, because I started walking in it at 33.
I didn't find myself to 37. So
things happen.
We still find ourselves. You still are always learning, but I just know this is why God has me here, right? And to just continue to help people who have experienced similar situations to me and maybe they don't have the community, maybe they don't have the support, right? And this platform could be that. So I'm just thankful that I'm able to, speak and have a voice to, continue to impact the lives one conversation at a time.
Here we go. We thank you. Where can you find your books?
You can find my books on praytheimpossible.com as well as the prayer on the grief affirmation cards. And all my merch is on there. And then if you want to reach out to me, I also offer a free 30-minute introductory session to spiritual life and grief coaching. So that's also on my website. And yeah, that's where to find me.
Check it out.
Instagram, Pray the Impossible. Facebook, Pray the Impossible. Twitter, Pray the Impossible. TikTok, everything's Pray the Impossible.
Be the diva.
Mm-hmm.
Be the diva.
Be the diva.
I like that. That's an entendre. I like that. Now my MC mind is going into that. I was like, oh, I see what she did.
Got your brain
Be the
cells
diva
started.
and be the diva. I see what you got. See?
Mm-hmm.
MC. You gotta do it. What you want to go with on these current events?
Y'all ready for the current events?
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, first off, we're going to start off with James L. Jones, man.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. to our one and only king.
It's
I would
crazy.
say.
As soon as I heard it and I seen it, the first thing I thought of was Coming to America and Best of the Best.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Seen,
favorite
like,
movies.
That was like his
A lot of
movie,
people-
man.
So the crazy part is, y'all, I don't know if y'all on Black Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff, but somebody said, and people so ignorant, they was like, yo, once he passed and Coming to America, I thought he was really gone.
No.
Like, you saw that?
No.
Oh, the second one?
The
Yeah,
second
in
one.
the
yeah.
second Coming to America.
You know
I
what?
didn't finish watching that.
Oh.
This is what happened. When he did pass away, I did envision that part. Because to be honest with you, him and the barbershop was the funniest part about that movie. To me. His part that he had in the beginning and the barbershop dudes was the best part of that movie. And when I seen it, I said, now this kind of sucks because when he really does die, I thought of that.
Thought about
because
that,
he was standing up in the casket.
In the casket.
Beautiful part, though. He had the best funeral I've ever seen. That's crazy.
Because he wasn't really dead yet in that scene, right? Because he wanted to be there to see his funeral.
Wow.
You got to see all his friends.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. But yeah, it was. Oh, okay, Ninja.
Okay, right.
Well, I got it.
That was coming down. I said, hold on, wait a minute.
Yo, talk about. I got it. There we go. Jesus, did you see him? This mic is moving. Jesus Christ!
Moving quick, boy.
Oh, you scared the shit out of me. I didn't know a ninja could move that quick. But yeah, thank you, brother. But it looks kind of dim because the light
wait, I think
that's all right though. I got you. Sometimes this mess is good. I just want to make sure that's good. We good over here. Then you quit. Anyway, yeah, I thought of that scene though. I definitely thought of that scene.
I'm trying to think what else he was.
Most people that aren't black.
Bella Lynch. Wow.
Yeah, the Bella. He did his voice they used for I think ESPN. He used his voice for a lot of things.
Yeah, he was Lion King.
Mufasa. Mufasa. But then you gotta throw back to the earlier, like first of all, he did the play. Was it Fences or whatever the thing?
Was it A Raisin in the Sun? No,
that's what I was.
It was A Raisin in the Sun.
He might no. I'm not sure if he was in A Raisin in the Sun. Go ahead, girl. I'm not sure. We black. We can't get it wrong.
Back because he's
right.
3, so he done worked for at least about 50.
No, because he's in that whole. Sidney Poitier was in Raisin in the Sun. I know that.
Okay.
Was he in Cornbread and Earl?
Cornbread Earl and Me? I don't think so.
I know Larry. Lawrence Fishburne was in that. Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay, there was Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Driving Miss Daisy.
The
The Iceman Cometh and You Can't Take It With You. What other?
What about the play? Was it Fence? Was it thing Fences or something?
It doesn't say Fences. It says A Hand Is on the Gate. I don't know what that was.
That's not the one I'm talking about. But
movies coming to.
These are movies or plays or both, or activity.
It's giving everything. Let me see. That was movies. Other works. Let's see.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he was in Media Man. He had the wig. He was scared to come out. He was scared to come out, and then he took it off when they was having the street fight. Yo, Medium Man is one of my favorite movies.
Really? I saw that one time. I was like, I'll never watch it.
It's an underrated classic. Because it came out in '93. I just moved out here, but I was in camp for the summer, and I remember we watched it on bootleg or whatever at camp, and that was one of my favorite movies back in the day. Yeah, but that's Townsend. I don't think nothing Townsend did needs to be remade because they not going to do it right.
Not, because
they ain't going to do it right.
I didn't like that movie.
You didn't like
I mess with that. The Golden Lords, nigga. Nigga, the Baby Lords. Yeah, yo, you know who? Everybody was in there. Luther was in there, being skinny. He got skinny for that. No, he got skinny for that.
Oh, he got skinny for it.
Robert Townsend said that he wanted him to be in the movie, and he was going to have him be one of the bad guys. He was like, "All right, give me 6 months." And he said when he seen him next, he was in shape. He was skinny. So that's what he wanted to do. What's my man that plays War Machine in Marvel? Don Cheadle. He was in Don Cheadle was in that movie.
Lester.
Tiny, Tiny Lester. I forget his whole name. Tiny Lester. Not Cat Williams. What's my man? Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin was in there. He was his best friend and all that.
Yeah, Robert Townsend definitely knows.
He had classics, man.
A star.
Yeah,
group, he was Tyler Perry. He was good at that. Before Tyler
Perry. Yes,
really one of the
better
first.
Tyler Perry than me.
The first.
Because he was one. It was him and Keenan.
But Keenan Wayans did
a lot. They were together.
I know because they wrote Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah, they were together doing a lot of that stuff. And then you could go to Marlon Wayans with the Vlad thing because he was on Shay Shay, so he beat that. He did $1 million and some change.
I heard that was one of the best interviews. I need to watch it. I heard that was one of the best.
It was good. And you put after you watch that, you have to put respect on him and his whole fucking family's name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of times I think we take it with the Wayans brothers. I think we took it. We always joked on Sean and Marlon, right?
Right.
Never joke with Damon because Damon that motherfucker, and he'll say some shit.
He was funny.
Damon should have.
He was like the funniest one at the certain
Damon
time.
was supposed to be the next Eddie, really. Like in comedy, he was that good.
I like as a stand-up comic, I don't think he wasn't good, but as far as acting, he was it.
Bro. He was ill with the stand-up.
He had one stand-up that was
the one with the suit. The one with the
spaghetti. Like that was funny. But like my wife and kids and all that, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I know, but that's just the sitcom stuff.
Yeah.
Still, Martin was lit. So if you wasn't
can I be honest as a black man? I never really cared too much about the Martin Show like that. Not like that.
You're bugging.
Not like that.
You're bugging. That's like that's the greatest show.
All right, you know why?
It's even better than
because they used to try to go.
You know
back
why?
Back and forth.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna take my black card, but I don't care. Listen, you know why?
Your black card is definitely
whatever. It's been going. Listen, you know why? You know why? Because I remember my cousin used to always be like, "Yo, Martin's on." She used to go crazy about the Martin Show, and I think after a while, I ain't gonna lie, I watched Martin because I liked Gina at the time, but I ain't gonna lie, after a while, it got a little bit too buffoonish.
Towards probably like the
for
ending.
Me. Like I was just like he keep doing the same, and Martin's ill. Like his stand up, all that shit, he's ill. Yeah. But I just think he didn't need to do all that extra stuff. That's
and I think too,
he was doing all that Martin shit. Like Bad Boys, the last Bad Boys. Yeah. I was like, this looks like Martin in the movie, like the Martin Show in the movie, because he pretty much ran that last movie. It was him and then Will.
That's the Martin. I'm talking about the prime, like
I
the first year or two.
Prime Martin to me.
Martin.
Prime Martin to me is Def Comedy Game Martin because he was killing everything. That's crowd work.
Definitely, yes. But you cannot front on.
After a while, I got tired of it.
I mean, and then too, I feel like he had to overcompensate because once Gina wasn't, remember, like that whole dynamic. That was like towards the.
That was the last season. I'm talking about. Like I ain't gonna lie, the whole New Jack City scene. That's classic. Because they really tried to get a dog.
Yeah,
right.
And it was freestyle, so you sitting in there, you don't know what he's gonna do. So they all trying to. You see them, they laughing.
Right.
Like look this way, and it I think that was an epic show.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it did kind of get watered down. You could tell that the prime was kind of,
but
that happened with a lot of shows. Though.
Yeah.
But even just to go back, R.I.P. to James Earl Jones, the father of a lot of people, the king to a lot of people, a lot of non-blacks only think of like Darth Vader first, and he was the voice. But I understand that. But he had so much more going on, so check that out. And he was up there. I mean, he did. He
lived his life.
He did. And the crazy part is like I feel like he didn't age.
After
a while, but that's like Morgan Freeman. Like they all like
they're there.
Yeah, but they still like
they still don't.
They were younger, but they were still playing an older role.
But you know why?
Because they were still old. They were old, not old, but they were
older
back then.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were eating or what they were doing, but 30-year-olds look like 50-year-olds back in the day.
But you know why? Because they were more.
They were
more
working.
Mature.
No, they were really outside.
Yeah, but they were more mature.
No, they were more mature. But and you got to think about it. Think about our parents. They were married young, had kids young. Like so, by 30, it was like 30 was like, to your point, like 50 years old.
How old is Danny DeVito? That nigga looked old since he was in Taxi. He was like 30 or 40 back then, but he still looks
short.
Yeah, but it don't matter. But I'm just saying, all right. Who else looked old their whole time?
Who else?
I don't think Danny DeVito looked old the whole
he did.
time.
Yeah, he did. He kind of did to me.
I think it's the short little kind of old man thing that made him look old.
I just said that because I seen Beetlejuice and he's in that.
Oh,
shit.
The new Beetlejuice?
Yeah, he's in the new one.
I gotta see that.
I didn't see it.
I gotta see that.
It's good.
I
like it. I like it. Yeah. I grew up on that. Yeah, you seen it?
I saw like
parts of it.
I got a little bit late.
Oh, you were lazy? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late.
Sorry, I'm late. Let's see what's that. Okay. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Kendrick Lamar, Super Bowl. He will be performing, and everybody got an issue.
Everybody's mad
with Kendrick. Now, the first thing I thought of is. First thing I thought of is, okay, they're doing Kendrick because of the whole song.
Yeah.
Right? Which I understand that. And it's the biggest record of this year. Or not just the summer. But I thought off rip, like, okay, well he will bring Lil Wayne out, right? But he can't even do that because of these little beefs and tiffs going on.
Drake, young.
Is
that what you're thinking?
There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of back and forth online. Juvenile saying he thinks that people, the NFL that put the people in charge are the problem. They shouldn't have put them in charge. Right. Which that's kind of a shot at Jay-Z too. Yeah. A lot of blows are going to Jay-Z about this situation. So it's a lot of back and forth. I thought they should. I think it's New Orleans. He's probably the biggest artist out of New Orleans itself. Have him on there. Then people are saying, well, Wayne don't really perform like that. He's not, he be missing his words. He might be on his lean, But also when you do that kind of show, you gotta practice, make sure it's right. So
and then I read somewhere, someone had posted also too, it's like the Super Bowl isn't just black people. Like it's across, it's everyone. Right. So is
New Orleans people.
Absolutely.
So it's like, is Lil Wayne going across the board to reach all? You know what I mean? Like Rihanna is a pop star. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Lil Wayne
like
is a pop star too.
Beyonce is a pop star.
Lil Wayne is a pop
star.
But
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people is not checking for Lil Wayne like how they would check for Rihanna. You get what I'm saying?
Right. So it's like just because it's in New Orleans, it's
you gotta think people from Kentucky, older people, white people, whoever that's going to, they don't want to see Lil Wayne, bro. Nobody wants to hear that.
Wait.
It's true.
Wait, didn't we just have Meg Thee Stallion twerking at the DNC?
Meg Thee Stallion is
no.
She's a pop star and she's
how?
Because everybody likes her. She got a song. This new song.
Wait.
It's with a Japanese person.
I got
the crazy.
How is Meg Thee Stallion already certified a pop star?
Because her credentials, her status, bro.
She had
We're not saying that the people made her that.
Okay, I think that's a whole. I'm not gonna get into that.
The people made her that way.
But
not saying if I agree.
You're talking talking about Lil Wayne that was popular since he was a kid with the Cash Money Crew that came into his own in the 2000s. Came out with one of the biggest. Go ahead.
So how come he didn't perform 10 years ago when it was in New Orleans before?
Well, 10 years. Well, Juvenile said they had 11 Super Bowls or something in New Orleans already, and they've have yet to have a hip hop artist from the area or just hip hop. They said they had like J-Lo or whoever else there.
Of course, somebody that's gonna reach the masses, bro. Yeah. It's bigger than rap, Florida, bro.
J-Lo was in Florida, right?
Rap, hip hop,
because Miami. Hip-hop, she was in Florida,
whatever.
Yeah.
Hip hop is the biggest musical art form right the fuck now.
No, country is.
Well, all right,
will be
country. All right, country is for the last couple years. Before then, is hip hop. Let's be clear. Bro, and country comes from the blues. Country is just white people blues. That's what it is.
It doesn't matter. It's still number one. It's still number one. Whether if you like it, I like it, she likes it, he likes it.
I mean, I just seen that people were like Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne. It's a difference. People other than black people are going to check as a whole.
Bro. So why? All right. So the last ones we have Rihanna.
Everybody loves Rihanna. Like
yes.
I know because I know everybody.
She got the music. She has a crossover music. What crossover song does?
I'm not knocking Rihanna.
Yeah.
What crossover song does he have where they playing it in Vegas with a like what?
Anthem. Anthem.
What did I call it? What's his crossover record?
What was his crossover record?
Lollipop.
That's what his crossover record. It was Lollipop.
Bro.
Are you kidding me? Is Lollipop not a crossover record?
Can he perform Lollipop at the Super Bowl?
All his songs is about the same shit. What do you expect?
That's why he's not performing.
Snoop
That's why he's not performing.
Snoop performed.
That's why he's not.
Dre performed.
Yeah. But those songs are a little bit cleaner than Lil Wayne's songs.
You could clean them up even though.
Now,
how are you gonna clean up Lollipop? Are you serious? Be realistic, bro.
Bro,
you can't go
all the stuff. Wait. All the stuff that hit. Wait. Pause. I know.
Pause. You cannot do that.
All the stuff. All the stuff.
And then you got
Wait. All the stuff that hip hop's put out, majority is hella sexual, right? So they have to clip it down or whatever the hell they're gonna do it. They'll still perform this shit.
Not at the Super Bowl, but
all right, whatever, man.
Not happening.
All right, whatever. Well, Nicki Minaj is mad.
She's mad. I seen she was mad on Twitter.
Well, Nicki, you can't be mad, and you also can't be mad wearing a white do-rag and saying you're not Hulk Hogan. Because you look like Hulk Hogan.
Crying. Yo, she said, what did she say? She said, no, she said, what did she say? Because she responded quick when she saw that.
She had this white
you look like Hulk Hogan. She said, no, the fuck.
Did she have like a blonde wig?
No, she had the bandana.
She had the
bob.
She had the bob. So it looks just like
Hulk Hogan. And blew her. She said, no, the fuck. She said, oh, I'm blocking you right now. And her homegirl in the back was crying. She was laughing.
Well, listen, you can stunt double for him right now.
Well, I would be like, yo, I'm Hulk Hogan. I'm jacking that. I look like Hulk Hogan all day. Thanks.
Also, it's because Hulk Hogan is on a certain side, and he's been very.
Nobody cares.
He's been very Hulk Hogan-ish. He's always done stuff like that. So
still Hulk Hogan.
You grew up on him, whether you like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that shit was hilarious. R.I.P. to Rich Homie Quan.
Rich Homie Quan, man. That was kind of left field. Like,
yeah,
that was definitely left field.
But again, that shows you, man, stay off the drugs, bro. Stay off the drugs. Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs. Mental health is real.
Mental health is real.
Like, go to therapy, get help.
But you know what, though?
Come back to you.
It does.
Like that'll be beneficial.
But sometimes mental health has nothing to do with just the drugs. I mean, maybe at a certain point in time, but come on.
I just noticed that America is a very drug-filled country. Like
it's not just America.
No. I'm only speaking for what I know.
Okay.
So I understand that the whole world is.
Yeah.
But this society is strongly based on drugs.
Yeah, because they promote it. They promote it. It's the thing to do. It's cool.
Is it either it's cool or it's like because
they made it part of the culture.
Because one thing they were saying with him was like, "Oh, y'all gotta stop with these street drugs." I'm thinking, why just street drugs? Drugs that you get from the hospital bad for you too.
Yeah, because people get hooked.
Yeah, like what the hell? If you hurt yourself and you get on painkillers, you might be hooked on painkillers now.
Definitely true.
So all drugs, if you want to say that shit, don't just pinpoint it to street drugs.
I know street drugs is tampered with, and you need certain prescriptions. You know, it's also a choice. So you can say, you know what, I'm not doing none of that. I'm gonna go see a herbalist. I'm gonna try to get what I need.
You know what a snake oil salesman is?
I heard of it before.
It's back in the day in the 1800s and all that. Snake oil, the guy that comes up, hey, I got everything that area. He opens up his stuff and he sells all these people stuff, and it probably is like some regular syrup or whatever, and they have to believe that it's healing them. That's what I think a lot of doctors are. A lot of them, not all of them.
What was the name of it again?
A snake oil salesman.
Snake oil.
It's an old school terminology. David Rockefeller's father was a snake oil salesman, and David Rockefeller is the man that set up this whole, like, how education is. How education goes, the medical field. He was the one that structured everything. The fact that cars, because original cars all used to be electrical back in the day. Everything was electrical because they knew what was going on. Static electricity, everything moved, right? So he cornered the market on petroleum. So he was like, nah, they got to use the petroleum. That's how he got cars on gasoline. Right. Now they're going back on the electricity, but there's things going on with that too. Wow.
Yeah. You know, the cycle of life, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. So Rich Homie Quan, R.I.P. You know what I mean? I know there's some stuff going on with
34 years
34.
You got kids, you got a family, like, you know,
and then supposedly all the extra girlfriends are popping.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And Erica Kane was one of. Oh, is her name Erica Kane? Some. Erica somebody. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
That's nasty.
She's vouching.
That part. It's like.
Why would you even want to put yourself out there for? Like,
well, there's an argument for it.
Peace, let his family
I think it's how you do it.
It's like this girl. I don't know if you heard it, but like there's the audio clip of her with the 911 call, like the girlfriend, the actual girlfriend, like if he was cheating, whatever. But it's just like, and then at the same point, it's like these women who I guess was the side chicks, like we don't know what he was telling them, but still, it's like a decency and things you do and how you go about it, like you know what I mean. So now this girl who. Y'all was living together. I don't know if those are his kids too, but now you gotta see and hear other women coming out. So now you got that on. That's messy. That's
it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him and his family and his friends. You know, I seen they've been doing like certain tributes out there in Georgia, Atlanta, and all that stuff. Definitely. No, they all know each other, so. That's a big thing out there. We talked about the Marlon Wayans with the Vlad thing, kind of.
Yeah, I got to tap into that again.
I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Like, you know.
Shout out to Marlon Wayans, though, and his whole family.
More money, man.
More money. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Classic. That was like our introduction to him on the big screen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is what I don't like, man.
Probably one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's been doing his stand-up lately. He's been getting that kicked.
Classic movie.
And you got to think about all of the stuff they did. It was all from them.
I could do without the gay stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
The white chicks or no?
Like, just
white chicks.
Well, you talking about Sean? Sean was pressing more on him for that.
Their whole family be doing that.
The girls on.
Yeah. What was that?
I ain't gonna lie though. The girls on Sports Day or whatever it was.
Yes,
that was funny.
It's Raining Men. Yes,
they live in color.
In Living Color.
Yeah, it's
they have like 2 snaps and a twist.
No, but you know what? That was funny though. Like I don't have no type of ill will against. That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Sometimes I'll be like,
they push it too far.
You know what my ideal Super Bowl would be for next year would be, all right, Kendrick does it because he has the biggest song, right? Then if he could, or if it was possible, of course you bring out Wayne because he's Wayne.
Not even just Wayne. You got to bring out the whole
cash money.
Whole cash money.
Well, if you could do that, yeah. But I know that's probably not going to happen.
They didn't even give him a chance though.
To try to
you don't know what's in the play. Y'all just mad because it's him and they ain't picked them. Like
but that's how people do it so quick with the phones and everything.
But I get it.
Real quick, my idea would be right. Have him come in. Of course, he's going to do Not Like Us and all that. I think he should end with Not Like Us, right? And this is me just just like kicking it to the NFL. But he would have to do it secretly. I don't know if he could do it. I would have, if I was Kendrick, I would have Damon, Keenan, Marlon, and Sean come up on the stage with us, having like in living color shirts with the shades, because they're the reason why there's a Super Bowl halftime show. Because they did the first halftime show on In Living Color and got the people that watching the Super Bowl to come to them. And then the next year, NFL was like, nah, you ain't having that, and put Michael on. So I'm that kind of motherfucker. I would do that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a true.
But
thing. When you watch the interview, you find
out.
Yeah, they've been saying that. They did that. They had back in like 91, 92, one of those years. They was like, and remember, they was on Fox.
Yes.
So that was a whole different channel. So everybody went from watching that game to watch, because the halftime show before was just like marching bands or some shit.
Okay.
Before that.
So it was an In Living Color episode.
It was a live In Living Color episode.
Okay.
They did it live, and then they had everybody come watch this live for whatever time it was. Okay. And then that was it. And I don't know if people went back
to watch
because that show was so fire. Oh. Yeah. So I would be like, yo, you don't get this without these people. But that's just me.
They open up a lot of doors.
Yeah.
But
I know Jim Carrey.
Oh man, Jim
Carrey.
Marlon said the white folks wasn't jacking Jim Carrey back then, and he had a couple movies out. Better Off Not Bitten Once or whatever with the vampire. Yeah. When he does a dance, at the end.
You gotta see this man. I love that movie.
Yo, you gotta see that.
He's a vampire. He got bit by this lady. Yeah. He got the black dude.
And then
that movie is fire.
And then he got the black dude. That's
black dude. Yeah.
And then he wants his girl, but then the female vampire wants him.
Yeah.
So they have a high school. They have a dance off, and he's doing all the Michael.
Hold on, something just came out of my Shane. Back in the day, did you have like mad cassette tapes of like movies and stuff?
Movies, tapes,
everything. Yes.
Absolutely.
In like the den area. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Absolutely.
I didn't know you knew about Once Bitten, yo. That's a joint.
I put that in the song. I got a song called damn, what's it called? I forgot. But I named like a lot of 80s, 90s movies.
That's funny.
Once Bitten is crazy.
Matinee. The song's called Matinee.
Oh man, that was good.
Movie music.
All right. Yeah, the Vlad thing I don't like because Vlad got Hurricane Chris on there to talk about the whole problems he had with that.
That's content. You need that.
But he put out the Rich Homie Quan clip the same day they said that he died. Like he did that on purpose. I was like, yo, you just be looking to get.
Was that his interview where he was talking about being on drugs? With the Rich Homie Quan?
No. That was he put that one up too. But the day that it was announced, he put that up. But he also did one with Hurricane Chris, and they talked about that was going on.
Got you.
And I was just like, damn, you just don't care. He be just using us to just get his little numbers and stuff. But Shay's beating your ass, motherfucker. So there you go.
Okay.
That's because Shay's getting different type of people that.
Plus, they're more comfortable. They're more comfortable talking to him than talking to this dude behind the camera.
Well, you gotta understand, Vlad TV is mostly for like music entertainers. It's not really a lot of movie stars on there. It's not a lot of.
He gets the mobster dudes. Stick to the mobster dudes.
Yeah, he gets them. But Shay, you're actually getting real deal movie stars.
Anybody in
entertainment. Yeah. So it's a different lane. You know, you gotta respect it. It's two different lanes.
I don't know if y'all heard, but there was a killing in DC. Cops killed another black man in DC.
No.
It's a serial killer in Brooklyn right now.
A serial killer.
Absolutely. They found in parts in all parts in the Brooklyn by the Brooklyn Bridge and all that.
Shit is ridiculous right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, there was another shooting though in DC. I think he was I don't know how young he was or what age he was. But it's crazy. So RIP to him and his family.
The school shooting.
And
the school shooting
in Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. That's why you need this type of.
That's why you need.
Yeah, I mean this type of energy right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, gotta help the people.
Dame Dash. Wait, before anybody says anything, because Dame, I love you, Dame. Dame, you're one of the people that I look up to when it comes to just being ruthlessly independent and just getting it done. This is what I think a lot of guys got to stop doing. Even though I'm live on this right here, but it's a production. Stop going live, yo. It's like if you're gonna record yourself, edit the shit, and put it out. Like, stop going live, bro. Don't talk your shit while you live. Videotape your shit and edit it. If shit like that happens, nobody gonna know. As a person that has dental situations, my side teeth is going on that. I understand that.
But
so
that comes with it,
but
bro.
I'm just saying, like,
hey, you're live, you're interacting with people.
Nah,
That's when you get it. Now, if your teeth fall out, your teeth fall out, bro. Like, that comes with the territory. Anything can happen when you on live.
Stop going live, man.
You say
like
that.
I understand a lot of women do that. Like, I think and this is me. I think a lot of women, they treat the phone like this their own personal journal.
Yeah.
Like they go on and they record and they vent it out. And I'm like, okay, I could kind of see, I can understand it. Even though a lot of times I'll be like, stick to your journal. Like sometimes
I think there's a place and time for everything. Like, you don't have to share everything on live, right? Like, we don't need to see that, but that's just the society that we live in now, where it's like, let me pick up my phone. Oh, let me record, this person fighting or whatever. I think that's just unfortunately, society has just changed into everything. Got to record it, put it on the phone. I think it's a time and place for.
It's digital, man. It's no real feeling no more. Like, you go to concerts and you see everybody got their phone up and watching. Yeah. You're not even really enjoying
like you're looking through the phone,
right?
And it's right in front of you.
And you like this.
No, now I see. This is what I see sometimes. They have it above their head, so they are watching, but they're making sure it's hitting what they're targeting.
You're still not enjoying.
Yeah, you're not.
Like, I get it if you do it for 10 seconds.
Right. It's like your favorite song, cool, but not the whole.
Space.
But there are some people who go to concerts and do live the entire concert.
I kind of understand that if you're going live so other people can see it, but you better be getting paid for something, because you're not enjoying the show or the moment. Like, you're just not. How long you gonna hold your phone up for, bro? Your arm gonna hurt? Like, it hurts.
It's gonna hurt.
It starts to burn. You might start tilting sideways.
Yep.
Right. Crazy.
I will say this about Dame. Like, everybody gets old. I don't necessarily care that this teeth fell out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He said it was his grills. It was grills.
Whatever.
It don't even matter.
Right.
Well, it's just I care about the information you got to share with me. That's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that. I don't care
right.
Yeah, but this is what happens. You get people that have worse situations pointing their fingers and trying. And also, what happens with someone like Dame is you have a career and a lifetime of you making fun of a lot of motherfuckers and you doing that to a lot of people. Because if it was somebody else, he would have said especially if it was somebody that he didn't really like, he might have said something about it. So he tried to play it off on the next one, but I'm just saying generally, like, bro, like, just don't go live, man. We all have issues and shit. Like I said, I got the same type of issues. Like, I understand that. Like, just don't go live. And you're dealing with somebody like 50 Cent who is going to enjoy.
Right.
Definitely.
He's going to enjoy.
Yeah.
You're talking to a man that his whole aesthetic is they tried to kill me and I still came up. Oh, I'm rubbing everything in your face. No Diddy. Like, I'm going to make sure that y'all, like, I know that kind of feeling. So I'm like, you can't.
See, when as you said, you added 50 to the equation, it makes the dynamics a little bit different because you know what type of animal.
That's what I'm saying.
If you know 50 Cent, and if he takes his time out to go back and forth with you, you better go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
He's very calculated. If you don't do it, you kind of lost your ticket, bro.
He's the type of person. He doesn't need the rap battle you to win.
Dame Dash lost his teeth or whatever the case may be. You think he's not a topic right now? He's a hot topic.
Yeah.
It still
But
works.
now he has the whatchamacallit on that.
You got to capitalize.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on that. Yeah. But it still looks crazy.
Yeah, it do.
School shooting. We said that in Georgia. Ice Spice and that prayer thing I showed you.
I don't really see too much out of that.
She was making faces.
She
did like this. Like
she did like a little. They said it was like a devil.
She been doing that when she was with Taylor Smith. And
so like they were. I don't know who the guy was, but they were like in a circle.
No, it was whatchamacallit. Who? Stop. No, it was him.
That wasn't Kirk Franklin.
That wasn't Kirk Franklin.
It wasn't Kirk Franklin?
No, that was like some young kid. I don't know who this kid is.
I swore it was Kirk Franklin.
But anyway, they were in a circle praying and they're recording the prayer, but she's like opening her eyes, like looking around, making faces. And then at the end, she's like, amen. And then throws up some hand gesture. So people were insinuating that it's...
Yeah.
Well, listen,
I didn't really get that.
She's from the Bronx, so shout out to her because she's a fellow Bronxian, so I understand, I respect. But I think she's just going to do what she want to do.
She's mad young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they said, to your point earlier, I forgot, was it the Super Bowl last year? She was like in the box seats with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she was.
And she had on a cross.
That was
like
upside down.
It was an upside down cross, and she did like another like hand.
She was doing like this
gesture. So I don't know if they're saying it's Illuminati or whatever.
Listen,
I don't know.
You've been in the sorority, so you've done hand gestures and certain things. So
we have a hand.
Yeah, so
so a lot of people throw up this, right? And especially in sororities, but people are going to say when Jay-Z do it, or certain people do it.
Yeah,
it's all in
intent. Well, because that comes from different. That's
their intent.
Those symbols are ancient and from other stuff, so it just depends on what you know about
it. People that make a big things out of certain.
Oh, I've missed this one. Tyrese just got arrested for child support.
Yes. I saw something. Yes. I saw like a quick clip.
Yeah, they seen him doing all that media running like,
you got money,
let's some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, his last, I guess, wife,
his ex-wife.
I didn't know she was like a media personality.
I didn't know.
Yeah, she does like media. I forget her name. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but she's a media personality. Now it gets a little bit crazier and stuff like that, but. I fuck with Tyrese. I like Tyrese's honesty. Like you can make fun of him all you want, but he's honest. He's being straight up, and he said a lot of gems and some jewels there when he was sitting down with a lot of people. So I mean,
I watched that
on the Breakfast Club.
Not the Breakfast Club
too, but on Shannon Sharp show.
Oh, okay. I gotta get listen.
The Shannon Sharp joint.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah,
I gotta catch up on that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I gotta.
He gets the right people.
A lot of times when he's with Charlemagne, it gets goofy and certain shit. Nah, you know what I mean? I just feel like whatever. But yeah, shout out to Tyrese. Hopefully he gets that situation set up. I mean, cleared up and all that stuff.
Child support is no joke, boy. That drink haunts you for life.
Yeah, how much? Who?
With child support? No, I think he
got
full custody of his daughter.
He did?
That's what it is.
I heard that his girl is trying to say something.
Who, Jeannie?
Yeah, she said something.
I'm sorry. I don't know why he even got involved with that, bro. Like, I would lose my mind in the house with her. All she do is talk.
Well, that's her job.
Right.
Not at home, bro. Not. Like, my eyes would start like, oh my God.
And before we get out of here, I want to say shout out to all my Light Feet community, because I have a lot of people out there in Harlem, the Bronx, and all that. And they had a devastating blow. Kid named by K Shakes. I never met him personally.
I've seen the balloon release.
Yeah, I never met him personally. If I did, he must have been younger. But a lot of my people.
Nah, he was actually. I heard he was like around our age, like 39, 40, if I'm not mistaken.
He might be in his 30s, but early 30s, I think. I think he might be early 30s. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I was out there.
He's told me about it.
I was out there. I
think he's from LG. I think he's from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Because I've been out there and I know a lot of people, and they were taking it very hard. So I want to give my respects to his family, his friends, condolences. Shout out to my Light Feet alumni folk, you know what I mean? Also, of course, Crybaby Cozy, who else was it? SNS and All-Star. I'm haunting y'all motherfuckers till you come here. Make sure you know that. Like
RP Fat Man Scoop, man.
RP Fat Man Scoop.
That is,
like that one hits home.
Yeah, that was a bad. People stop putting that damn video out.
That video was crazy.
Yeah,
yo.
Yeah, that's sad.
Stop putting that shit out.
No, Fat Man Scoop, man. That one, that one kind of touched home a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a lot of RIPs, man.
It is.
This is life, bro. As you get older, you see
unfortunately,
it comes more and more, and it doesn't matter the age.
But I also feel like too, it's happening more frequently since COVID.
Yo,
I
Cat
feel like
Williams.
It's been like,
this is Cat Williams' problem. Cat Williams started this with the whole year.
I was thinking this before, like.
Oh, the COVID thing definitely.
Like, but I feel like now, like it's just like it's before. I feel like it was like, you know when they say like death comes in threes. Yeah. It's like coming 12. It's like more frequent.
But you know why? It's because when you know more people or know of more people or see more people, you're gonna see more death and more everything. So
well, that makes sense because now there's 8 billion people in the world
exactly,
now, as opposed to 30 years ago.
And it's media, so now you're seeing
media is everywhere. Media is everywhere
that you don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's just life. I feel like, and then we're young, we're watching everybody go.
Yeah,
like
because you're seeing everything.
We're seeing everybody, all of our idols, actors, singers, models, everybody we watch grow up. We're 40, so think about how old they are.
Hey man, when I was a kid, we only had what 2, 4, 5. I had 6 that was HBO. 7, 8, 9.
TV stations.
10 was you could see somebody in the lobby. 11, and then PBS. Yes, that's all I had to see the world outside of my eyes.
At that time, that was more than enough. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So now you can see everything anywhere.
Yeah, it's just heightened.
I think we hit everything.
I think so.
All right then.
Oh, this was great.
That was absolutely great. How you feel, Brandi?
I feel amazing.
He said that you was excited. I was like, okay, cool. Have you watched some of the clips and stuff?
I did. He sent me some, and then I would see some of the clips. But every episode is different. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like different people. So you don't really know
how it's gonna go.
Guest based because. The guest is the star to me. Like they're gonna always hear what I gotta say. Yeah. I'm gonna implement that wherever it can be, but it's about the guest. So I'm going to approach the guest in a way that makes them comfortable and try to get them to be as comfortable and as honest as they want to be. Like if you say, "Yo, I don't like what I said," all right, edit that out. It's no problem. I'm not here for the extra hits. Trust and believe, we'll get hits. Like trust and believe. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you're comfortable.
Yeah.
Liked it.
I enjoy podcast interviews. I do. And
you've done 1 or 2, right?
I used to have my own podcast. I started my own podcast during COVID.
That's how I started this.
And then life as you grow, you just start to go in different directions. So
but you still
that
have
season.
That energy.
Thank you.
You still have that energy and you take it with you.
Right. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
So I feel fine. I'm thankful.
So all the folks still watching, you know what I mean? Make sure you tap in with Brandi.
Tap in.
You know what I mean? You got are these grief affirmations?
Affirmation cards. Yep. So it's an affirmation, and then I give you an activity to do to get you through that minute, second, hour, whatever.
And then make sure you're checking with all her books.
All the books. I help you out.
Make sure you check out all these books right here.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to check in with this right here.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I want to shout out my brother Ali. You know what I mean? Coming through. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I think we all needed this.
I mean, we had us sit down before.
Oh, yeah.
And you gotta have another.
Yeah, no problem.
Digging in some deeper.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I love. I love a deep conversation. You learn so much.
Yeah.
I said something and he said confirmation. That's what I needed.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You never know what people exactly the timing and what people need. So yeah.
Okay, we're on the 2. My co-host with the most, always chilling.
Thank you for inviting
like a
me.
villain.
Thank you.
You know where to find me. 103rd Street Biz, 103rdstreetent.com. Get your merch, get your music, get your updates.
Yes.
We still on the map tour, man. We got 3 months left till the year's out.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 months left, man. So Make sure you accomplish everything.
Run it up. Run it up.
You know, you love who loves you, and keep it pushing, man. No matter what, life's too short.
That's right, 100%. And our special guest, Miss Brandi Mcalister.
Yes.
I'm happy that you come here. Clap, goddammit. Clap, motherfucker. I'm pretty sure y'all thought I couldn't do this shit. I can do this shit.
Tell the people.
Yeah. Not just playing around. Like, I'm taking this seriously. I want to make this into like a media marketing.
As you should. Yeah. That goes back to envision the impossible. It may look like it's not possible, but if you got the vision,
I definitely
and you got the tools, and you got the support, and you just have the to hold yourself accountable, anything's possible.
I'm happy.
And the willpower
to just do it. To just keep going.
Thank you, Brandi, for coming. I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you.
Shout out to everybody.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. I'm sure I will be back with whatever anything I got going on.
Tell your friends and your folks about it.
What's next? What you got?
Yeah. What's that?
Any events? Anything going on?
Well, I have the event on September 22nd. After that, I'll probably just take my break and just
focus on
what's next. I'm getting back now that the school year has started. I'll be back in the school system with the group home.
We did we talk too much about the group home?
No, so it's a group of girls girls and boys, and then I do 1 hour weekly sessions with them. So I've been helping them with like self-esteem, self-confidence. I love them kids. I love them kids.
It's good for people that
the age group is the group home. I think they were between 6th and like 9th or 10th grade. And then the after school program is 4th through 7th grade.
See, Mansa could relate because you work with kids as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I didn't learn that on the last
one. Right.
Yeah. So that's what, and I feel like now I work with adults, but you gotta get to the kids.
Absolutely.
Especially like now, like
because adults are already set in.
They're already set in ways, but believe it or not, these kids are going through more than what we've gone through as an adult.
They have a lot, and I think,
their generation is completely different than what we was growing up with.
Well, also real quick before everything, it's a lot of what they claim on shaming because now everything is recorded, everything is on the phone. Yeah. So being embarrassed is a little bit heavier than what we got. We could deal with it for a couple of days
and then it'd be over. But nah, these kids, so it's like now
and they're savvy.
You got group chats now.
They got the group chats. They have everything.
This is more. They see more than what we went through, and we seen. If it was trauma, it was at home or was in the street. Like all they got to do is go on the computer and see things that we've never seen. Yeah. And that affects them or desensitizes them. Either way, it's kind of like, it's a give and take.
I always said that the bully part I've always seen it differently because I came up differently. Like, it could build you as a person. A lot of times they take it as it's like destroying them more. It's a good and a bad situation.
Yeah, but I feel like the bullying is destroying these kids more because of their self-esteem. Because when you go, and even as adults, we can go on social media and see this person with this new car, this person is traveling, and we're now comparing ourselves. So these kids are doing the same thing. Because this is
a highlight reel. Everybody want to be in the rich and famous, and that everybody's showing, like everybody's on vacation. Everybody's showing out, like we all have done it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But these kids are now. If I have low self-esteem and I go on social media and see that now, and I don't have it, like that's mental. I'm messed up.
That's
like
why you have to find what the greatest loss turn into a purpose.
Yeah, but so that's why I'm like my focus now is the kids to like get them. So I don't know if it's working, but I know I'm planting the seed, and it's gonna they're going to remember, and especially they see someone who looks like them. They're like, "Oh, Miss Brandi,
we can do it too. We want to do it."
That's why I think they should start paying too. You see that?
What?
Yeah, the ones, especially the ones
over. That's that needs to be over. Like
So, but
do you have? Wait, was Mr. Morrison? Is that when you were there?
Mr. Who?
Mr. Morrison.
At Teaneck High School?
Yes, he was.
I had
Mr. Morse.
No, I don't remember. I didn't have.
Oh, that was
Mr. Morse was A2. Maybe before he teach regular, but it was A2. But
that was
a real teacher, right?
Yeah,
there.
he would talk to you straight up. It was only certain teachers in the school that I really. My Spanish teacher, Miss Ortega, she loved me. So you hated her.
My one of my favorite teachers, God rest his soul, Mr. March.
Oh, Mr. March.
You never had?
I never had.
I had
Mr.
for
March,
African Americans. Yeah, I had him.
I wish I did, because Mr. Burroughs was not it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, like certain teachers you just remember,
right?
And they're just like how they impact.
He was always a personality anyway. Yeah, he was going to be, and he's tall as hell.
And he's tall, so he walked in a room and you just knew who he was. But just like his impact, you just remember like certain things. So yeah, so that's all that I have coming up now, and I'll keep you guys posted on what events. Maybe, and another person that I know, he was at the event, so he was asking me when's the next male event. So if that's something that the guys want, I'll definitely put together that and see how I could tap into this platform and see how we could collaborate or
cool
or do something.
All right. And once again, another episode down.
Another great episode down.
Really good episode. Really helpful. Really inspiring. Aspirational.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean? So like I always say, this is the unstoppable almighty AWP Attention Whores podcast. Don't get stuck on the name, but it catches you. So that's why I did it. Because it caught your attention. Attention Whores podcast episode 523. It's Miss Brandi.
Yes.
And I want to thank all y'all for coming, enjoying,
and
watching. And that's it. That's all, folks.
That's it.
That's it.
Until next time.
Until next time.